everybody. I'm Giovanni Samuels, and you are watching Behind the Headshot with Zachariah Shoots.
How did you get your start in the entertainment industry?
My first job was All That on Nickelodeon, but technically it was Boston Public. And I did a under 5 scene with them and kind of rolled out from there.
How did you get discovered?
I got discovered by one of those, hey, you want to be a Disney Channel star like Creepers? I don't recommend those. Please don't do those. They're terrible and they're scammy. But luckily, by the grace of God, I actually found somebody legitimate that was in the business. And I auditioned for her because she was actually looking for models, my cousin. And she thought I was funny.
So I'm curious about that, because how did she get involved with that company? Because I know I've seen those companies before. I've gone to those casting calls before, and I just, I didn't get into it because it was way too expensive.
Way too expensive. And again, it's all, you're pretty much, when you're doing those companies, you're paying for their salary and to rent the hotel. You're not, and then they'll do some kickoffs to the agents or casting directors. Yeah, I'm telling all the secrets.
Yeah,
they pay them an appearance to be there for their area of expertise. So if you're thinking about this in the size of quantity, they'll have hypothetically 100 kids. And out of those 100 kids, maybe 10% is actually talented and have the guts to do this. And out of that 10%, they maybe will take half, if that. So what do you do with all the rest of the people who didn't get a chance or made it or have any real talented? I don't want to say real talent because everybody's talented in their own way, but what do you do with all those other people? You pocket the money. So they're not really, teaching you anything, how to get into the business, whatever. They're just putting you in front of people with reputable names and resumes, but they're there to get paid and use the hotel for a free weekend. They ain't really there to see you.
So you were one of the lucky ones. They probably still use your name to this day.
They did.
Look at the success story.
They do, and that's how they get you. Mm-hmm. That is exactly how they get you. Please don't do that. Yeah. You spend your money on some really good headshots. Shameless plug. Some great acting classes. Shameless plug again, because I teach those. Everything is virtual and online, GS acting workshops. And learn the SAG laws. There's a lot of stuff that you can do for free now, but learn the SAG laws, learn the business. That it's more than one with acting. Yes, learn how to act, learn how to perform, learn how to do that. But if you want to be in this business, you need to learn the business. And that's what a lot of people don't do. And that's how you get scammed.
Yeah. So talk about your acting workshop. You have GS acting workshops and you teach acting and what
consulting.
Else?
So it's GS acting workshops is half acting classes, half consulting. So whether you are a first time actor and you know absolutely nothing, we cater these one-on-one classes to you to give you the necessary tools to do your job, not just as an actor, but to navigate this industry. I teach a lot of kids and I make their parents sit in the class. You need to learn this business. It's not just your kid is talented. Okay, yeah, he or she is cute. Okay, yeah, I think they can do this, but you need to know the laws. You need to know what to look out for to protect your kid, to have a long-lasting career like myself that doesn't end up in disaster like some of my colleagues.
So you obviously were a part of a documentary recently called Quiet on Set about Nickelodeon specifically, and what happened to some of the child stars that were on, your castmates and all of that, and some other Nickelodeon shows. What are the biggest problems with the entertainment industry when it comes to how they handle children, and that most people don't know about?
It's very easy for people to treat the child as an adult. And I think that's where a lot of misfortunes happen within this industry, because when you're a kid once. You're still growing, you're still developing, you're still learning who you are as a person and what you like and what you don't like. Like, people that's what needs to be fixed. This is a child, not a commodity, not a product, not a business. And not even shade but no shade, some of you influencer moms. I'm just saying, like, this is a kid. Let them be a kid. Yes, they have beautiful moments that you could put on TV, but is it about the dollar, or is it about your child's mental being? Like, they have to grow up to be a person after all of this. And I think the industry as a whole and how we consume entertainment forget that major part. Like, that kid still needs to be a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I grew up watching you on all that, and I definitely have some memorable. There's a lot of memorable things that you guys did on all that I found entertaining. But are there any specific skits on all that had you particularly disturbed or that made you uncomfortable?
When you get fake throw up on you.
Mm.
It was called Tilt-a-Hurl. And I get it. Like, that's the joke. But I don't think that was as much as a problem as it was being a stereotype.
Right.
And I think that was where I had to, combat some things. But I still made it work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember, they had you eating toenails on, Snick. And
gross.
Yeah. So what was that you
It was actually pasta.
Pasta?
It was dried pasta sheets that they cut with a clean toenail clipper to give it that shape.
Oh my, that's crazy.
So yeah, they would. That's inhumane in so many ways.
Right. I'm like, that's insane. And also, it ties into the obsession with feet on Nickelodeon that, has been talked about for years.
Yeah.
That's also something that's very strange and very, very inappropriate now that we're looking back at.
It was inappropriate when we were doing it.
Right,
and we knew that, but you don't say anything because you're doing your job.
Mm-hmm. As kids, looking in, we thought it was silly. We didn't know any better, but looking back now.
And that's the point in the beginning,
right.
Or when you asked me the question about what people do better.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we're kids. Don't forget that.
Yeah.
We're kids. It needs to be kids content. Kids need a space to be protected and have fun in addition to the job. But if it's that much of an issue or cuts into your bottom line that you don't want to think about the well-being of your performer, then maybe you shouldn't do the production.
Mm. And then you also talked about being a token on set, being a token Black girl on set. What are some of the challenges of being a token Black girl? Not just on set for all that. I know, you talked a lot about your experience there, but just in general, in Hollywood, what are some of the challenges that you even still face today?
The pay inequity. Mm-hmm. That's one, for sure. Yeah, I mean, as far as opportunities, that's usually an issue, but what's for you is for you. I've always been a big believer in that, and shout out to Greenlit ATL. The motto there is "Don't wait, create," and that's kind of what we've been doing. But again, it all comes back to money, because we need the funds to do the projects that we want, and blah 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 blah. But I think that's probably one of the bigger ones, is the opportunity and the pay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear, we hear that with Taraji even too. I mean, that's huge. Someone with her level of fame and her level of success, or perceived success that we see,
Yeah, when I talked about it, my very candid moment that went viral all over the place during the strike, that's what I was saying. I've been in this business for 25 years, and I'm nowhere close where some of my white counterparts are being paid. Period.
When did you want to start being an actor? Like, when you were discovered, was that...
No, I've always wanted to be an actor, performer. That I knew at a very early age. At 3, I told my mommy I wanted to be in the box. My grandmother gave me the love of like old black and white films and TV shows. I used to watch Shirley Temple all the time, and I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. And I think it was one that she did, dancing up and down the stairs with the famous tap dancer, and I thought that's exactly what I want to do. And yeah.
So what was your first love? Was it dance, music, or acting?
Acting. I always found it fascinating with people's behavior. If I wasn't an actor, I would be a sociologist or a beekeeper.
A beekeeper.
I think bees are fascinating. I love them.
I love that. Bees are fascinating.
Yeah. And they need to be here, so save the planet.
Right. Yes, we definitely need beekeepers. We got some bees in the back you can take care of.
Don't get me started.
Aww. Yeah.
Fun stuff.
So yeah, I would be a sociologist or a beekeeper.
That's awesome.
You can come take those.
Where do you hope to see the future of children working in entertainment, and what needs to happen for us to get there?
I mean, there are some programs out now. They're just not known or funded or supported. And the one that I just found out about is called Looking Ahead, and it's with the Entertainment Fund. And they are doing some amazing things and been doing it for 20 years. And I just found out about them. So they are genuinely trying to be that liaison to help people navigate this industry, especially at that age. You spend so many of your formative years pretending to be somebody else. When do you get the time to be yourself? How do you compartmentalize that, or detach from it without going crazy? And that's what a lot of our child stars do. They rebel. But this program kind of helps give you a guide and make sure you don't end up on the wrong path.
So you recently briefly reunited with Drake Bell. I saw on the carpet at the event for Quiet on Set. What was that experience like? What was it like to reunite with him?
It was nice. I hadn't seen him since, when we used to do promos from all that. So it was really nice that he's okay. We saw each other, we hugged, and we did the thing. We did the interview.
That's good. I'm glad that reunion was positive.
Bittersweet.
Good. Yeah. You talked a lot about your negative experiences lately. What are some of your favorite projects that you've worked on?
I mean, I loved Bring It On because of the camaraderie that we had. I loved Freedom Riders because of the story that we were telling. I loved Sweet Life because Larry David told me I was funny. And yeah, so everything has its moment for me. So just on to the next memory.
What is your dream role?
Oh, anything Marvel. I want to kick somebody in the chest. I'm only 5'1", but I can do it. Aside from that, I wanna tell a wonderful story that stands the test of time. That's what I would like my roles to leave.
I can see that. I can see you telling a heartwarming, really positive, really impactful story. You have the talent to do it.
Thank you.
Who are 3 actors that you would like to work with?
Domson. That's one for sure. Oh my God.
Damson Idris?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God, I forgot her name. Ooh, I forgot her name. She plays in Billions. She's Felicia Rashad's daughter. Gorgeous. Phenomenal. I would love to spar theatrically with her. Comedically, God, Tina Fey. I love her. And do they have to be alive?
No, dead or alive, actually.
Robin Williams. Robin Williams, purely for his improv and comedic wow. I would love to watch that in person. Yeah.
Have you ever auditioned for SNL or thought about it?
I have. I've auditioned twice.
Yeah. What was that experience like?
They ain't called me back, so I don't have much of experience. That's okay. I'll be a host.
There you go.
I'll be a host. It's okay.
What advice would you give to kids and parents of kids that want to get into this industry?
Learn the laws. Have a connection. Put your child first. And learn the laws, meaning learning all of the laws. SAG, work, production, all of them. Local, federal, learn all the laws that will protect you and your child. Connection, meaning you need to be in tune with each other as a partnership. You and your child need to have a connection, and that will, you can signal, okay, this ain't it, or do you want to do this? Let your kid be a kid, and that's will hit the last point. Let your kid be a kid. This business will be there, okay? It's not going anywhere. They need all of us at any age. So don't feel like you have this ungodly pressure to do it now while you're a kid. Go, play. Because that's the whole point of acting, right? It's to imitate life. And you can't imitate life if you're not living it.
What are you working on now?
I've got so many things in the pipeline. I've got a podcast coming out called The Tokens. Should be airing in the late spring, summer. Maybe. Yes. Yeah. Correct. Spring, summer, fall.
You're not going to
Spring, summer, fall, collection.
Joggers.
Sorry. I've got a pilot that is circulating the film festival circuit called Good Judy's. Shout out to my friends, Gio Johnson, the wonderful director, and Marcus London Hall. He is the creator and writer of it. And I executive produce and starred in it. And then I have one more called OG Boot Camp that I am super excited about. This wonderful writer, and director Zaina. This is the one who came up with the project, and I fell in love with it. It was awesome. So look out for that and get ready for something funny.
Awesome. Giovanni Samuels, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for coming on my show.
Yeah.
You've been amazing. I very much appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.